Welcome to St. Michael's Academy Betia's e-learning class of English class 5. So today we are going to do the question answer of chapter 5 Maui's kite. Section A, question number 1. How did Maui build his kite? Answer: Maui built a grand kite for himself by using his mother's largest, strongest piece of cloth for the covering, bamboo sticks for the cross pieces, and branches of the olona shrub to make a strong rope. Question number 2. Why did Maui go to the keeper of the winds? Answer: Maui went to the keeper of the winds because he wanted to ask for a special wind which would make his kite fly really high. Question number 3. What advice did the keeper give Maui and his friends? Answer: The keeper of the winds advised Maui and his friends to respect the winds and to never take them for granted. She told them that the winds would respect them only if they were respected in return. Question number 4. What caused the storm? Answer: Maui's greed and his belief that he was as strong as the winds led him to disrespect them. He demanded that the keeper of the winds bring out Ipunui, the god which held the 4 great winds. When she refused to do so, he called out to the winds himself. But once the winds was unleashed, he was unable to control Ipunui, and they caused a huge storm in his village. Question number 5. How did Maui come to be known as the teacher of the weather? Answer: After the great storm, Maui built a smaller kite for himself, which he flew near his house. He would often tie it to a rock and study its movements in the sky. Soon he became an expert in predicting weather conditions. He warned people when it was about to rain or when a storm was approaching. And since his prediction came true, his neighbors began to rely on his advice and started respecting him once again. It was in this way that Maui came to be called the teacher of the weather. Section B. How is the Maui at the end of the story different from the Maui we see at the beginning? Answer: In the beginning of the story, Maui is an arrogant boy who believes that he is as strong as the 4 great winds. He is selfish and does not pay attention to the keeper's advice about respecting the winds. But after the mighty storm, Maui learns his lesson and becomes more respectful of nature. He begins to observe the winds and learns to predict the weather. He uses his knowledge to help the people and wins back their trust. While earlier he was known as he who brought the great storm, he now comes to be referred to as the teachers of the weather. Question number 2. What do we learn about nature from the story? Answer: This story teaches us to respect nature. Human beings can never match up to the power of nature. They can only hope to try and learn its ways through careful observation. The story also shows us that nature can be kind to us if we respect it, but it can also turn violent and cruel when we disobey its laws. Now section C. Who said these words and why? Question number 1. O wind, soft wind of Philu, come gently, come mildly. Answer. These words were spoken by the keeper of the winds. She used them to call upon the gentle winds of Ipulki, which would help Maui fly his kite. Question number 2. O winds mighty as the gods, return to Ipunui. Answer. Maui said this in an attempt to control the mighty winds of Ipunui, which were becoming increasingly violent. Question number 3. Tomorrow will be a better day to work in the fields. Answer. Maui said this to the men who were going to work in the fields. He had observed the weather carefully and had predicted that it would rain the next day. He wanted to warn the men in advance. Now we will do the bookwork of this chapter. Choose the correct determiners and complete the sentences. So you can see in the box all the determiners have been given. You have to select and fill in the respective and correct blanks. Now next one, B. Complete the sentences with the correct adjectives from the box. So you can see in the box all the adjectives have been given. What you have to do? You have to select the correct word for the fill in the blanks. Next one, rewrite the sentences using the hints in the bracket. So what you have to do, in the bracket the hint have been given and you have to use it and you have to rewrite the sentence again. All have been done for you. Now next one, describe these situations using the words in the brackets. Now what you have to do, in the bracket the appropriate word have been given. You have to use it and you have to rewrite all the sentence again. Now next one is the word meaning. All the words meaning have been given in your book and in the video I have given also. What you have to do, you have to write all the word meaning in your copy and you have to learn it nicely. Now it's time for your homework. What you have to do in your homework? You have to write all the question and answer in your copy and you have to learn it and write it in a good handwriting. Second, write all the word meaning in your copy and learn it, which I have already told. And the third one, write down the book work, which answers have been given in this video. You have to write down in your book. I hope you understood the question answer and the book work of this chapter. Thank you.